First started driving school the idea was I drove the road for 34 years and I got tired of the quality of unprofessionalism and the safety hazards the new drivers are coming out with. They weren't safe, they weren't professional. I didn't like that, so I thought, well, I'd take it in my own hands, and I started teaching people, and that's how it just one thing bloomed into another. That's how it come to be. Now in 2010 when I started this school, we was turning people away because the economy was bad, there weren't a lot of jobs. And now the economy's doing really well and everything, there's more jobs. It's a little tougher to get new students, but then again, there's still young kids that are coming through here that are wanting to be truck drivers, and the demand for truck drivers is unreal, and the wages they make nowadays, as coming right out of school, a student right out of school can make $110,000 his first year if he wants to apply himself. The trucks aren't like they used to be. When I started out, we didn't have power steering, we didn't have air ride suspension, we didn't have air conditioning. You always tell a truck driver because he had muscles on his arms like a fighter or something, you know. And nowadays these trucks are like riding in a Cadillac. They're all air ride, power steering, and the limiters decide they can do this. And a lot of women are better truck drivers than men are because they're not out there to show their super trucker or anything like that. They're out there to make a living. The reason I first started trucks, my father was a truck driver and my uncles were truck drivers, and I used to ride with my dad once in a while, and I was fascinated by him. And once again, it's a mechanical thing. I was fascinated by all the gears and the power and everything like that. I actually got into driving truck by accident for a living, though. I got out of the Marine Corps with the intimidation of waiting till the war settled down and going back in and finish a career in the Marine Corps. But meantime, fell in love, had babies, that kind of stuff, you know, so I didn't go back in. So I needed to make a good living for my family. And at the time, we didn't have truck driving schools. They literally just gave you the keys and said that truck's got to be in California tomorrow. And so that's literally how I started. And it's been a good life for me. I mean, we've pretty much had things we always needed and wanted and stuff like that, you know, and I enjoy it. There's a sense of freedom and, you know, nobody looking over your shoulder, you know, and like that. So it's something I would do again. You know. And I still see a big truck go by once in a while, and I go, I wonder where he's going.
I took over from my dad on October 20th last year, 2018. It was his 65th birthday. He thought it was a good day to retire. So that was the official day. I'd been running it for a couple of years prior to that, but officially on his birthday. A good candidate for us is somebody who's motivated, who understands that this is more than just holding the steering wheel and driving a truck. It is a lifestyle. It takes a lot to leave your family every week and go over the road. And there are local jobs, but the majority of the jobs are over the road. That's where you make the most money, and that's where freight gets delivered. So somebody who's motivated to make that lifestyle change and that commitment. One of my earliest memories of a truck is every summer when Dad was an owner-operator, we'd go out in the trucks with him, and we'd spend half a summer in it, living in a truck with him. And we'd see places probably kids shouldn't see inside of old truck stops, but it was so great. I thought it was so cool. It was the greatest adventure. It was Disneyland for me. And waking up and eating truck stop food and all the stuff that's bad we don't let my kids do now, but and waking up to smell the diesel and interacting with truck drivers, and it was just a lot of fun. I wouldn't have traded for anything.